Hey friends, do you want to get full-sized? Yeah, let's get full-sized. This is the third generation Toyota Sequoia, and here are the essential details delivered in speedy fashion. Strap in. The Sequoia is a 7 or 8 seat full-size body-on-frame SUV. That frame, incidentally, is shared with the latest Toyota Tundra. In back, there's a multi-link rear suspension, and in front, a new electronic power steering system. Full-size SUV owners like to tow, and the Sequoia is made to do just that, thanks to a big increase in tow capacity versus the second-generation model. The max is 9,520 pounds, though that's on the base SR5 trim. If you choose four-wheel drive or a higher trim, that'll reduce the number somewhat. Enabling those towing abilities is a hearty twin-turbocharged hybrid V6 that's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission to really maximize the engine's output. Rear-wheel drive is standard, and four-wheel drive is optional on all trims for $3,000. And here are the fuel economy figures. I guess Toyota didn't release the MPG data before this video went out. Just go check fueleconomy.gov. And those are the essential details, but what you really want to know is, how does a super average American dude fit inside? I'm here to help. And by the way, I'm 5'10" inches, so don't leave a comment in the comment section asking how tall I am. Let's get in the front row. In the front. So I have a very comfortable seating position here, and what I really like is that the steering wheel extends a good distance, so very nice. And actually, as long as I'm here, I'm going to point out that there's a ton of functionality in the door. So you've got these little holdy spots for your bottles, and then umbrella here. If you live somewhere that has weather, it just slots really conveniently in. Little spot here, you can even put some stuff here, so a ton of functionality. Moving to the second row, can I sit behind myself? Yes, I can. I knew that before I got inside. Yeah, so what's interesting is that the second row seats don't slide, but spoiler alert, the third row seats do. I'm also gonna point out something really quick, that this is an early production model, so this finish here and some of the elements are incomplete. So if you see stuff that looks like kind of janky on our Sequoia, just know that this is not necessarily finished production. But yeah, right here I've got so much knee room and great foot space. Head clearance is not a problem. A little bit of a hump in the middle, but if I needed to, yeah, I could sit here as long as I kind of angle my head in a weird way. And this is, here I am over on the side. Oh, and we got the little optional sunshades too. So yeah, all pretty comfortable. Let's get into the third row though. That's where the exciting things happen. So flips up and forward. Oh, check this out too. If for some reason the third row is still down, there's a little button here so you can motor it up and down, which is neat. That's here on our limited grade. Here's some of that stuff I was talking about. If you look down here, just exposed metal. That's not production spec, but great knee clearance in the third row. This is awesome. Right now the seats are in their rearmost position. If I were to slide them forward a little bit, I could have more cargo space if I was willing to sacrifice knee room. If I was a tiny person, that wouldn't be a problem. One complaint as an adult, third row headroom is pretty tight. Again, I'm 5'10", don't leave a comment asking, and my hair is brushing against the headliner. So, I mean, in the third row, obviously, you're gonna put the smallest people back here. And let's see, I can lean it back a little bit. That actually doesn't help. So headroom is a little bit tight, knee room is generous, but overall, you can fit a lot of people in a Sequoia. Look at this plastic, it's so not production ready. It's like Fisher-Price's My First Sequoia. One of the most exciting attributes of the Sequoia is round back here. We're talking cargo space, but before we get inside, I'd like to point out this little button. When you press this, the glass flips up. I'm so glad that we have flip up glass, because it's really easy just to flip that up, pop something in. That's an old school feature that's coming back and I love it. Okay, getting into the real meat of the cargo area. We've got this. It's a cargo shelf, and what's cool is it's got a bunch of different positions. So you can go high, go mid, and if you take this stuff out here, you can go both low, which is cool because it comes to an even height with the rear deck here, and you can even drop it all the way to the bottom. Then these seats, the third row, this is a really cool feature. They slide forward and back 6 inches. So if you have little people back there, children or otherwise, you can move them a little further forward. You've got a little more cargo space to work with. Let's flip these seats down and take a look at how cargo, wait a second. The down button. I'm figuring it out. So we're gonna put those seats down and see if, oh wait, gotta slide that forward and back. Okay. With those in the lowered position, if you bring the cargo shelf up here and then you flip these parts forward, it creates a flat load floor. There's a ton of flexibility here. So whether you have a lot of people or you have a lot of cargo, there's a way to get your stuff inside the Sequoia. Cargo space behind the third row varies between 22.3 cubic feet and 11.5 cubic feet, depending on where the third row is positioned. But there's decent space to work with, especially when you start dropping seats. Speaking of seats, a second row bench seat comes on the SR5 and Limited trims, while all higher trims feature captain's chairs. We're in the Limited trim, and even though this is the second from the bottom in the trim hierarchy, material quality is still really good. You've got the stitching here, soft touch points, it's soft right here. It feels really nice in here. Functionality is interesting too. So the center console, you've got a little dish here that you can slide back if you want access to stuff in here. This little spot, I kind of wish this had something softer, because anything in here is gonna slide around and make some noise, but it's nice to have a little small spot here. Cup holders here, cup holders here, and you flip this up, there's a good amount of space in here, plus there's a little corral, so you can put stuff in this spot, maybe like a big gulp, and it'll hold it in that place. So great functionality. Oh, and also if you look really, really closely here, it kind of looks like little screws. So they've gone for kind of a beefy, technical feel, very Tundra-like. I have to draw your attention to the 14-inch screen. So this comes standard on the Limited grade and above. If you go with the base SR5, it's an 8-inch screen, but every other trim gets this 14-inch screen standard. I was talking to my buddy Mike Danger, who is holding the camera right now, and he wishes for a home button, and I'm really used to that home button functionality. But you've got these sub-menus over here, and it's really, really simple to make your way through here. Ton of real estate. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, and it's wireless on both. One thing I noticed when I got here is that for smartphone connectivity, you use this USB port up here, and it's like the wire coming down here. Not sure how I feel about that. Just activate the wireless. It's easy to use. Overall, it feels really great in here, and functionality is excellent. The updated multimedia system also includes over-the-air updates, standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration that's wireless, and voice activation using the "Hey Toyota" prompt, which makes me think, hey, video editor, show me some expertly shot quadcopter footage. Huh, it worked. Applied to the open road, the Toyota Sequoia is livable and competent. Over bumps like this one, you can feel a little body-on-frame shimmy, but overall, the suspension does a good job delivering a yielding ride and decent body control. But I will weave a little bit. Okay, actually, that's a fair bit of body roll. In many electrified vehicles I've driven over the years, I've noticed that the brake feel sucks. In the Sequoia, this is a hybrid, but the brake feels firm, and I'm having no problem modulating how much I slow. And can I come to a smooth stop? Oh yeah, that's nice. One challenge driving the Sequoia is outward visibility. The B-pillar here is thick and blocks my view to the left. I have to kind of peek around it. And over my right shoulder, the headrest, if the seat is in the forward position, completely blocks the rear side window. Good news, everybody. Blind spot warning comes standard. At cruise speed, I like that the steering feels very stable. It doesn't require a bunch of corrections to keep going in a straight line. But when you slow down, let's see how the steering feels as I make my way into this gated community situation where they do not want me. Light efforts, lovely. I'm backing out now. With their iForce designation, Toyota's kind of underselling the fact that this is a hybrid, but you can tell it's a hybrid when the engine comes alive with a little bit of a shudder. You can feel it, but over time, that's the kind of thing that'll just be part of the tapestry of the Sequoia's drive experience. What I really like though is power off the line. A little bit of a chirp from the tires there. Oh, that feels strong. If you think a hybrid SUV needs to be weak, you are incorrect. Sequoia. Toyota has also kindly provided us with an off-road experience. Let's see how the Sequoia performs on dirt or mud. The Sequoia will be off-roading, I'm doing that in air quotes, is the TRD Pro. Beyond its rugged stylistic changes, it includes Fox internal bypass shocks, various off-road drive modes, 33-inch all-terrain tires, and an electronic locking rear differential. We were supposed to be on a much gnarlier course, but it was rained out. So what we have here is gravel and articulation, which would be a really good test of the electronic limited slip differential. Okay, so we're gonna do some articulation here. I've got us in 4 high, and we're gonna get a couple of tires in the air.
To your right.
A little to the right.
Yep, just like that. Nice and easy.
Let's see if we can
A little bit more gas and just stay steady. There it is.
There we go, okay.
Pull you right through.
So we can go through, but I bet there's a better way. If only there was a better way.
All right, so neutral in the transmission. All right, and then throw her down in a 4 low.
We're in 4
Give her
low.
a moment, and then she'll show right here for you. Bam, she went right in. And then your rear locker. So now just give her a nice gentle throttle. You got about 3 times more power than you had a moment ago.
Cool. So we've got the electronic locker activated, and we're in 4 low now. Let's see if it's much easier to move. I'm guessing it will be. That was much easier. A complete non-event. Electronic locker doing its job. Very good, TRD Pro. All right, let's crawl through this stuff and see if we can get traction to the ground. I'm guessing we can, because it'd be weird if Toyota made something that we couldn't do. But yeah, that's really easy, just kind of moseying on through. And the other advantage that we have here in the TRD Pro is the front air dam is not present here, which makes it easier to have that approach angle you need when you're going over off-road obstacles. I wouldn't say this is the craziest of off-road experiences I've had, but I suspect that, you know, if you want to have a full-size SUV with a Toyota badge and you want to go off-road, this would be the choice. And now, let's talk about price. The base MSRP is $58,300, not including destination charges, for an SR5 trim with a moonroof, heated front seats, a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, panoramic view monitor, and the Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 suite of active driver assist features. Among those features is lane departure assist and a pre-collision system that can detect pedestrians in low light, bicyclists in the daytime, and can even help keep the driver from foolishly making a left turn in front of oncoming traffic. But Micah, you ask, can I spend more money to get a fancier or more rugged version of the Sequoia? Let this Toyota supplied B-roll be your answer. The Toyota Sequoia has a lot going for it, including that sweet Toyota badge, but there are competitors worth considering, including the Ford Expedition, Chevrolet Tahoe, Nissan Armada, and Jeep Wagoneer. I should also mention that if you don't plan to tow, you can carry 8 people in comparable roominess more cheaply in a, quote, mid-size SUV like the Chevy Traverse or Honda Pilot. But in the beginning of the video, I asked, do you want to get full size? And if you made it to this point in the video, I think the answer is probably yes. If you crave the rugged, full-size SUV life, Toyota has a very compelling offering. And if you want it, all you need is $60,000 or so and the ability to spell the word Sequoia. Good luck with that second part. You know, everybody needs a hype man, and you think I'm gonna say Danger's my hype man? No, other way around. I am Danger's hype man. Get it, Danger, get it.